Hello guys, today we are gonna look into a Kria KV260 Vitis-AI starter kit and we're gonna deploy our YOLO model and run it. So we'll go to the basics first. First, if not, you need to flash your SD card with a Ubuntu software that Kria KV260 has mentioned. You must go to this AMD Kria board and instead of this server, you must install this desktop version. I went through some documentation informations and this is better. Once you click download, the download will start. Asks us to save. Can you save? Since my installer downloaded, I'm not saving. And once it's saved, it will be stored in your downloads and it will be in .xz format. And after downloading, you must right click and extract. Once you extract it, you will get an image file. Now this is the image file you're going to flash in your SD card. You can flash it with however you want. My method that I go to is through Raspberry Pi Imager. Now once you open this Imager, it'll ask for the device that you're going to do. This is for Raspberry Pi. Since it's a non-Raspberry Pi device, we'll show no filtering. And the OS that you're going to choose, you use custom.image from your computer and then choose the desktop version, the image file. If you just open it and click on next, here you'll have the storage device and then you're just going to write on it. That's basically the steps for it to do it. And you need to be very careful. You're installing the desktop version and not the server one. Now, next, once your Ubuntu is configured, you can just put it in your Kria board and then run it. You can connect to a HDMI monitor and then a setup with keyboard and mouse. Or if you want, you can access your Kria KV260 board via your Ethernet. Now I'm gonna tell you how to connect the Kria board with the Ethernet from this laptop. First, you're gonna go to network connections. You can just type in here network connections. Just click on this. It will open this panel where we're gonna see your Wi-Fi drivers has been there in my laptop. First, it will be like network of sharing. It will be unchecked. Now, once you check this, you have an option to choose Ethernet. After you've chosen, click OK and done. Next is right click on this Ethernet, go to properties, double click on the TCP/IPv4 and defaultly it will be obtain an IP address automatically, but we are gonna give this board its address. So the IP address of the board, which you'll get once you turn the Kria board on and go to terminal and type IP space A. Now here we're gonna give the terminal the IP address is 192.168.1.7.1, the subnet mask, and then click OK. Once these two are done, your board will be connected via LAN. Now once connected via LAN, all you need to do is just go to command prompt and type SSH Ubuntu at 192.168.137.100. Now keep in mind, you must give the address of the Kria KV board. Click on enter to ask for the password of your board. And I'll put my password. And yes, your Kria KV board is connected to the system. And you can run your commands here instead of your Kria KV board. So let's go over how we have done this CV model. This is the project. YOLO V2 Kria Kria KV260. This documentation will be linked in the description box. Let's go how we are doing. First, we need to train the YOLO model, a custom dataset using a Darknet framework. Here, we're going to use our own GPU or even Google Colab to train the model and then get the model weights. And once we get the model weights, we're going to step 2. We need to convert this model into a format that the board can able to recognize, the board can able to run. So in order to do that, we need to follow these 2 steps, quantization and compilation. A quantization, what it does is convert this weights into a Caffe model so that it can be easier for the board to compile it. And once this Caffe model is done, we're going to do the compilation of this Caffe model targeting our DPU architecture. Keep in mind each board has its own DPU fingerprint, and for our board it is DPUCZDX8G B4096 or Kria KV260, and the output will be a customer xmodel file. This is transferring to the board like what I've shown you before. You can just go to terminal and then share from here. Next, the last step is running on the board. Let's go over it. These are the commands for converting. First, you need to start the Docker and then activate it. And inside Docker, you're going to put your model and convert it to Caffe model. Once this Caffe model is done, you're going to compile the model into .xmodel file. And once this is done, you need to just transfer it from your GPU to wherever you want to keep the library in. This is the commands on the board to create a small directory and copy the files. This is the final step. So these are basically the steps that we must do in order to run the model on the Kria board. And then, yeah, once you have first initializing setup, you're just going to update the board and then update Vitis-AI library, Vitis-AI runtime, along with these dependencies, libjson files, and also install the Xilinx firmware KV260. Also some snaps. You just need to copy paste all these commands in the Kria board and you're good to go. Now let's move to the Ubuntu terminal at Kria board.
This is the Kria board. It's connected to a monitor, and now we're gonna go through how we deploy a model. Now we are in the Kria KV260 board terminal, and this is the window of the Ubuntu software that you have flashed. First and foremost, you're gonna install a few packages because these are the packages that are essential for our program to run. So this is the documentation. First and foremost, we need to update the software. So you can click on this option. It will open terminal. You type in terminal and just click on it. Once it's opened, go to terminal and install all of these. Sudo apt update, install Vitis-AI library, and also dependencies. But keep in mind, you must install this firmware because the standard Kria board does not come with this firmware. So we must do this software. We must install the software first, and then all these snaps. So that's that. Now we'll move on to the implementation part. Now our model is located at files, and then YOLO v3 underscore pp. So this is where our model is located at, along with some sample images for it to go through. Now we'll go to the terminal, copy the path where your model is. Copy, paste, enter. Now the host terminal is in that path. Now you need to unload and load the app. Copy, enter. Enter your password, slot 0. So basically this ensures that your FPGA driver is ready and it is waiting for the instructions that they're going to give. Next is the sudo xmodel KV260 B4096. This is the firmware that you already downloaded. And paste. Enter. Now this benchmark 4096 is loaded to slot 0. Now you just need to copy this command and replace your image with the actual path of the image. In my case, I would keep it as cars.jpg. And you must keep in mind, the model works only for JPG format images, not any other format. So if you're getting in any other format, you must process the image to JPG format. So now once our process model is run, it has created some cars, and you want to view the result of this. We'll copy this, eog result.jpg, paste, and just created some cars. So we'll go through some other use cases for this, some other images. One of the images that I've stored in the module is motorcycle.jpg. Click on enter. Consider this much of people along with this conference levels. We'll just eog result.jpg. Now here we can see it has created the motorbike along with the person side on it. And we'll go through one more also. People.jpg, worker.jpg, eog result.jpg. Here it's stated all the different parameters, cars, bikes, and the persons. This is basically it of how to run a YOLO model. And this is the source code of the commands you must run in the board in order to run the CV model. So yeah, any questions, any queries, you can leave in the description box. And also